Hi, welcome. I'm Glenn. Today we're going to talk about automations being set up for your Google Home. And what I mean by automations is to take all of those smart plugs that you have around your house and all of your smart devices and set them up so they work seamlessly for you all at the same time. In other words, when you use simple commands like it's dark, or I'm home, or it's bedtime, so good night, you can use whatever you want to use as long as it's phrases that are easy for you to remember. And I'm going to show you how to type these phrases in or add them to already existing Google automations. And let's look at how to add and also how to take away items that you no longer want on your automations. Being the holiday season, we all have our Christmas trees and our decorations and all kinds of different lights set up both inside and outside. I've done a number of videos on doing different purchases for these items like the Meross or the Kasa, so that's already been covered, but I haven't actually covered automations and how to set them up and get them working for you. Enjoy the video. Please don't forget and hit like and subscribe to help me grow my channel. I really appreciate it. So enjoy. Here's my home screen for our Google Home account. You'll notice at the top you've got cameras, there's 3 of them set up. We've got lighting, there's 13 lights set up, and a couple of climate devices. But we're going to have a look at automations today so that you know how to set one up to handle all of your holiday lighting or even lighting that you have around your home and or heating or any specialty item that you want to look at. So right now we're going to come over here and we're going to touch on automations on the left-hand side. Now you'll notice when I touched on automations, you've got household routines and it says away. You can use that as an automation. When someone comes home, set that as an automation. Personal routines, you've got bedtime, you've got commuting home, commuting to work, good morning, leaving home, I'm home, or workday. So there's quite a few to choose from. You'll notice that I've got the most set up on the I'm home. You've got 1 starter and 9 actions. And at bedtime, you've got 10 actions. This kind of shows us that there's probably a mistake there somewhere because it should be equal 10 on and 10 off. But that's okay, not a big deal. So let's have a look at I'm home. So if you're never out of the house, you can always change that name, or you can just leave it alone as is. When you look at I'm home, you'll notice that there's a whole lot going on here. So this is the original when you say something to your assistant like I'm home or I'm back, and in my case, I actually added it's dark to that assistant. And the reason I added that was because when I want everything on at the same time, I usually will just say, hey, G, and I'll type that in for you. It's dark. And when I say that, everything that's listed below here adds. So in other words, I have kitchen under counter lighting turns on, plant spots, dining room wall light, so it's a sconce. I got an S light. This is kind of a funky little curved light. I have my outdoor gazebo lights, which I leave on in the wintertime because it's kind of a cool look outside. And of course, the infamous bird lamp. The infamous bird lamp, I'll show you a picture of it. It's kind of unique and kind of funky. And it's a holiday seasonal lamp. So I'm going to save this at this point in time by just pressing on the save button at the bottom because I'm not really making any changes to that whatsoever. The other big thing is here on bedtime. So when I press onto the bedtime, I have all of these things, and actually when I say to my assistant bedtime or good night, then everything shuts off below. In other words, my kitchen turns off, my plant spotlights, my wall sconce, my dining room, my S light, my outdoor light, and the bird lamp all shut itself off at the same time. I think it's really cool and something that you could really enjoy using because you don't have to run around, or even if you forgot to do any of this and you already went up to bed and you have a Google speaker in your bedroom, you can do it then. Just say, hey, G, good night. And that's your routine. So let's say we want to do something else and we want to actually add an action to this. So let's go ahead and add an action to the I'm home, just so you can have a look at it and see what you could do. So here it shows you can add a starter if you want to add a different start to it, but also at the bottom here, oh, and these didn't actually show up on the last part of the video, so you're seeing something cool. My outdoor light comes on as well, and I have one called Noel, which is French word for Christmas. So add an action is what we want to do. So let's just go ahead and press add action. So what action do we want to add? We can get info reminders, communicate an announcement, adjust volume, adjust home devices, adjust phone settings, get wellness info, play and control media, try adding your own, or delay start. In this case, we want to adjust our home devices. So here's where you can either take things away or you can add things on that you want to add on. So there's a backyard speaker here. We won't bother with that. There's a bedroom 2 speaker. There's a bedroom 3 speaker. As you can see, before we scroll too quick, there's the Noel dining room display. So let's select the main hallway lights, shall we? The main hallway lights is just the hallway lighting. It's all set up already on my Kasa from Lutron. Fantastic product, which I've talked about in other videos. So now you can have the turn on or off, change the brightness, start a lighting effect, or stop a lighting effect. So let's turn on or off. So in this case, where we're saying it's dark, we want to turn it on. So I'm going to leave that check marked, and I'm going to add this action to my main program. So I added the action. So now you'll see at the bottom of our list here, we have main hallway lights turn on. So we're going to save this now. What we'll do is we'll go to the turn off this light when we say good night. At bedtime, where we want everything to turn off, we actually have to go and add the same piece of equipment on bedtime. So what we're going to have to do now is go back down, add an action, as we did previously, and we're going to adjust home devices. And we're now going to look at the hallway, which is the hallway main lights, right down here. We click on hallway main lights. So then we look at turn on or off. We check mark turn on or off. And in this case, we want to say turn off. And it's as simple as that. So all you have to do now is go down to the bottom of the page, hit add action. And as you can see, the hallway light now will turn off automatically when you say good night. All you have to do now is hit the save button, and you've saved it. So that's how easy it is, everybody, to make automations for yourself. And there's so many things you can do when you're making automations. You should explore everything that Google Home has to offer for you, because not only will it save you money in the long run by not wasting electricity when you don't want to be wasting electricity, but you can also control so many items in your home. It's amazing. You can make coffee in the morning by having your coffee maker set up to automatically brew at a certain time, for example. Or you can have it come on when you get up in the morning and just say, hey G, good morning. If you want certain things to come on, make up something that you'll easily remember and isn't going to be difficult for you. The whole idea is to make life a lot easier. So, fellow seniors, we're going to leave it here today. Thanks, and have an awesome day. And